What's going on, guys? This is the Own Player here, and yes, I am bringing you my first ever game of Modern Warfare 3. And you might be quite confused as what the hell you are watching right now. But yeah, this is the first game I ever played of Modern Warfare 3, and you're going to see some newbie gameplay, so get ready for it. I actually pull out a decent KD in this game, a decent KD. I mean, come on, my first ever game on a brand new Call of Duty. You got to give me some slack here, and I'm pretty sure I go positive at least and get a decent kill streak. But yeah, this gameplay is very newbie because I'm just like spinning around. I've never played this map before in my entire life, so you got to kind of look at it from my perspective. Remember when your first game Modern Warfare 3, and yeah, so I'm just running around killing people, doing my best, and using the default class. So today I want to talk about like first games and first experiences of Call of Duty, because I still remember the first day of Modern Warfare 3. I was sitting in my business class after like 3 o'clock when we got to go home, and I was so excited. I rushed home, and sitting at home was the hard edition waiting for me, and I unboxed it and took out the game, just ripped out the disc, like so eager to play it. And I put it on my PS3 and played the single player for like 4 hours, about half of it, which is what I normally do. I play the single player, and then afterwards I hopped into multiplayer for a couple hours, couple friends. And yeah, this happened. So this is my first ever game, and I think I did pretty well for a first game. I had a lot of fun. Definitely, this is so much fun. But I still remember my first ever game on COD 4, COD 5. I remember all the games on COD 4. I remember my first ever game was District. I remember because obviously it was my first ever Call of Duty, and I played the single player, which is what you normally do. Because this is kind of where I transitioned from a single player gamer to a multiplayer, and it was kind of the first huge multiplayer game I've ever played. And Call of Duty 4, obviously I played the campaign, so I was a little bit familiar with the controls and how to work things. That guy just got shanked like a bitch. So I was a little bit familiar with the controls, and it was really fun because I went onto multiplayer and I was like walking around. It was so crazy because there were people just everywhere, and I was having so much fun. And that was just the first initial time I ever played Call of Duty. And I remember the first time I knifed someone, it was hilarious because I was so excited. I was like, what the fuck? I just knifed someone. Oh my god, I just knifed someone. I was so excited by myself. And I don't know why I was so excited that I knifed someone, because like from my perspective, I was thinking, oh my god, he just got knifed. That must be embarrassing. That must be like a really rare thing to do. And I was putting out obviously probably like going 5 and 20, but it was so much fun. I still remember my first game was on District, and I remember COD 5. My first map was Mackin. I didn't really play COD 5 too much, but still it was always a little bit of fun because COD 5 is very different. And Modern Warfare 2, I remember first game was Favela. That was so exciting. And Black Ops 1, my first game was Nuketown. It was going to be Hanoi, and then we voted for Nuketown, and that was pretty exciting. My first game of Modern Warfare 3 is this, what you're seeing, and I get a Reaper, which is pretty nice in this gameplay. But I do not have a clue how to use it, so you're going to have to forgive me for that. But yeah, this Reaper, I have no idea what I was doing. I didn't even know what the red thing was, didn't hardly know how to shoot. I didn't know how to aim thing. I thought it was kind of like a Ace 130 where you just shoot and it goes, but I didn't realize you have to guide it. And yeah, it was just crazy, and this is why I love Call of Duty, because it's so random and unpredictable. And definitely Modern Warfare 3 had so many like crazy new things, like all these new kill streaks that were kind of hard to understand. But another thing is that I want to kind of say my final review of Modern Warfare 3 and what I think, because this is the end of Modern Warfare 3. I'm not sure whether I'll post another commentary of Modern Warfare 3. It's doubtful. I mean, unless, like, I see no realistic situation where I would ever post a Modern Warfare 3 commentary. Maybe, like, at the end of Black Ops 2, when, like, I don't know, Modern Warfare 4 is about to come out, maybe I'll go and play a couple games. But it's doubtful, because Black Ops 2 looks pretty good. And but yeah, it doesn't matter what we all think of Modern Warfare 3, because it was a Call of Duty game, and it was very fun for at least a couple months. Like, we can all say we had fun for at least, whether it's a couple weeks, couple days, or at least a couple months. I had fun on the game until about January, and then after that it just kind of got stale. And I started joining clans, I started doing all these other things, trying to make the game fun for myself, using other guns. But I really shouldn't have to, because the single player was amazing, but the multiplayer needs to be the main aspect of it, because I'd say the single player was like probably the best single player I've ever played in a Call of Duty game. I don't know why, I just loved it. I think Infinity Ward are actually amazing at doing single player. It's actually one of the few things they do right. But yeah, I love the single player of this game. I think it was really amazing. I don't like this the normal. I hate when you're playing a normal Call of Duty or any kind of other shooter game, and they just throw these unrealistic numbers of enemies at you, and then you just got to kill them all, and it's so annoying. But Modern Warfare 3 definitely wasn't like that, because you've got to do different things. You get to ride all these vehicles, and you get to try out all these really cool things. And I really enjoyed the Modern Warfare 3 single player. I don't know about anyone else, but I really liked it. So my official final verdict for Modern Warfare 3 would be that it's a good effort, but it needs more attention, and that is like my statement. And to explain that, I'd say that they thought if they could calm down Modern Warfare 2, then it'll be a great game, because Modern Warfare 2 really was a good game, but it had so much crazy stuff that just ruined it. And Modern Warfare Infinity Ward just kind of, they didn't really add anything new. Like, you can even see the heads-up display, the font, the red dot sights, everything is all the same. The only thing they did is add new maps and new guns and new kill streaks and perks and stuff like that. But there was really nothing new here. All they thought was that we can just kind of upgrade Modern Warfare 2 slightly, and it'll be a good game, which is good. It was a good kind of idea. It lasted for like a couple months in my eyes, but it definitely got old, and I kind of got sick of it. But they need to bring more attention to these games, because you can't just squeeze out a game on November and expect it to last by itself for a year, because that's definitely not going to happen. You have to be upgrading. You have to be spending so much time on the map packs, and not just releasing, like, they were releasing some random crazy kind of pointless kill streaks in this game, that they were just kind of like not really supporting, but they're kind of random, like the support package is stealth bomb, and that really makes no sense. So you kind of tell they didn't really spend like that much time thinking, how is this going to work? But Black Ops 2 is back to you have to earn every kill streak. There's no such thing as support kill streak, just in case you didn't know that. But you have to take care of your game after it releases. You have to be patching it, and it took them a very long time to patch things. Definitely it took them a long time to nerf things, because the FMGs were patched like 5 times, and like they're still overpowered. They're still ridiculously overpowered. But they weren't really patching things effectively, and that's something a game developer really needs to take care of. But I think Black Ops 2 were in good hands, because they like to patch things, and they're very strong in their community and realising what's good, what's bad, and how to fix things. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this commentary. I think it was very different, if you'll pardon the very amazing MLG gameplay in the background here. What was my final KD? Can I just find out? But yeah, 14 and 8. 14 and 8. I think that's a pretty decent KD for a first ever game. At least it's positive. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this commentary. That will do for Modern Warfare 3, and I will see you next time on Black Ops 2. In a black light.